What's up everyone, Nick here. Today I'm going to do a quick little video about what to bring to basic training. Um, I know if you're in like National Guard or active duty, your recruiter or RSP coordinator might give you a list of stuff that they recommend you bring. In my experience, the list it wasn't very good. We didn't need a lot of it. So I'm just going to go kind of by what you absolutely need to bring down to basic, what I strongly recommend you bring to basic, and then, excuse me, a third category of things that are nice to have, but like aren't that important, slash things that you should get or order while you're there or have people ship to you via the mail. So just to kick it off with what you absolutely need, you're gonna need to bring a toiletry kit. Obviously, you're gonna need to brush your teeth at reception for the first day or two or three until they take you to the PX. If you don't bring any mouthwash, toothpaste, toothbrush, you're not gonna have anything. At the end of the day, it's not that big a deal because you're gonna get taken to the PX by one of your drill sergeants on like the third or fourth day you're at reception. So not that big a deal, but still, you don't want to be that guy who hasn't showered in 3 freaking days at reception because you didn't think to bring like a shampoo bottle or something like that. Next thing is shower shoes. The showers are going to be nasty, especially at reception when people aren't really cleaning them. So just all black flip-flops. I got mine at Walmart when I recently went down to my OCS. I paid like $2 for a pair of flip-flops. They work fine. They're sitting in my rucksack right now, actually. But yeah, if you don't bring shower shoes, you're gonna, first of all, that's nasty. Well, you're gonna get warts and athlete's foot, guaranteed. It's non-negotiable. One change of civilian clothes, and only one. Honestly, you could just wear the clothes on your back when you go down, because you're gonna go down in civilian clothes. I brought a couple pairs of civilian clothes, and once you get issued your OCPs or your PTs, you're never going to wear your civilian clothes at basic again. So honestly, if I had to do it again, I probably would only wear the clothes on my back because you go like literally your second day at reception, you're going to get your clothes and stuff. So don't overpack civilian clothes. You're not going to use them. Which kind of brings me to my next item. If you bring a lot of clothes, it's going to take up a lot of room in your personal bag, and you're going to need all that space when you're leaving, trust me. So bring as big a backpack as you can, reasonably get. It's just going to make your life easier in the long run. You don't want to bring like a small backpack or a gym bag. It's just going to make your life harder than it needs to be. Next thing is you absolutely need, you're going to need a phone and a charger. It goes without saying. You're going to get your phone, at reception, you might need it for some like administrative stuff, but you will get your phone on Sundays, provided your battalion staff doesn't hate you and decides to take it away. We were threatened with that a couple times because people kept misusing our sharp reporting system. But yeah, you will get your phone on Sundays for maybe 15 minutes to an hour or so. So you also need to be able to contact your parents and stuff for graduation and all that. So make sure to bring your phone and charger. It goes without saying. And the next thing is obvious, wallet with an ID. Just bring all your stuff like that. You're going to get paid while you're there. You're going to need to buy stuff while you're there. Make sure you have your wallet and your ID on you. So stuff I would strongly recommend going to basic. Bring a good pair of broken in running shoes. Just in the interest of saving space, I would wear these down and just that way you don't have to deal with an extra pair of shoes that you're never going to wear. It just takes up room in your backpack. So I wear Ultras. I've always worn them since my cross country days. But it's really just personal preference. I know Hokas were really popular. I wear Zero Drop, Minimal Sole. I don't know if Hoka makes that, but people say a lot of good things about Hokas. So don't cheap out on them. You're going to do a lot of running. And for those ACFTs, you're going to want good running shoes. The next thing is a portable charger for your phone, like a power brick. It's going to make it a lot easier on those Sundays when you do get your phone. If you can just, take your battery and go sit in the pit somewhere or around the company area, rather than having to crowd around the outlet with like 2/3 of the company who doesn't have one and whose phone is on like 2%. So charge it up before you go. And if you get a chance during basic, I would probably charge it up again. I used mine for the entire time, and it didn't ever run out of battery. I think it was a 20,000, I forget what the measurement they use is, but it was 20,000 rated of whatever unit they measure those battery capacities in. Next thing, headphones or earbuds. Just bring a pair of AirPods, keep them charged. I have like Bose Quiet Comforts. And it's just so when you're talking on the phone with your parents, your friends, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, you don't have other trainees listening in on you. Because that's not that anyone really cares, but still, just a little bit of privacy. Bring an all black watch. It needs to be digital, can't connect to the internet or anything like that. Otherwise, they're going to take you to the PX and they're going to make you buy the crappy Army one. It's not a good watch. It's serviceable, but I would just go out and buy one anyway. I'm pretty sure any Tradox school is gonna make you bring it anyway. So I would just go ahead and invest like the $100 or so in a decent one. I had a Casio, not a G-Shock. I don't even remember what kind. My buddy who was in the Marines gave it to me after he went through OCS. So it's I'll pass it down whenever I have a younger buddy going through basic or OCS or whatever. Keep the tradition alive. And the next thing is bring a combination lock that's a 3-digit combo, not a dial padlock or anything. Because especially when you have the drill sergeants run into your bay, screaming to open your lockers for an inspection or something, you don't want to be fumbling around trying to get your combination right when they say you have like 10 or 15 seconds to do everything and then toe the line. It's way easier to just get a decent 3-number combo lock, especially at night too. You're not going to be able to see unless you're like right next to the bathrooms in the bay, because there's no lights, or you can't turn the lights on otherwise. So it's just going to help you out in the long run. Won't be fumbling around with your lock in the dark trying to get into your locker for like fire guard or whatever. So stuff that's nice to have, or that I would recommend ordering while you're there, is first off is a better pair of boots, because the basic training boots are terrible. I ordered a pair while I was in basic. I got my Garmont T8 Evos. I lucked out and I got the right size online. I would highly recommend instead kind of go to like I don't even know where to buy boots in person. I'd find somewhere that I can try on a bunch of pairs, because it really is just personal preference. I'd try on a bunch of pairs, find the right fit, and then break them in a bit before I went down there, and then have someone send them to me. I know we had a couple guys who were, went hunting or whatever, had like done ruck marches before, and they had their families ship them in their broken in boots from the outside. My buddy did that with his NFSs, and I mean, that just seems to me like the easiest and best way to take care of that problem. Because the basic training boots are terrible. I know some people wore them all through basic, but I couldn't do that. Those things were making my feet numb by like week 4 or whatever. It took me a while to regain like full feeling in my big toes after I switched out of them too. So I wouldn't recommend anyone use them if you have a choice. And kind of following that up is better pair of socks. This isn't as important. You can make do with the, whatever they issue you there. But I would, every day of the week, I'd prefer a pair of like Darn Toughs or Fox River socks over the crap they give you in basic. Especially if you're going to go in the summer months, those ruck marches, you're going to want a sock that can, wick away moisture from your feet, prevent blisters and all that. I like Darn Tough. Fox River's also good. I have a couple pairs of those. You can also buy Fox River socks at the, what do they call it? The Troop Store or the PX that they take you to every couple of weeks in basic. I'd recommend spending a little bit of money on that. They're expensive, but I mean, it's worth it. I'll throw a link in the description for which socks I use, but at the end of the day, again, it's just personal preference. This other stuff that's nice to have, toilet paper. And I'd recommend buying this while you're there or having someone ship it to you. In my company, at least, we ran out of toilet paper constantly in the bays, and we didn't really get issued toilet paper a lot. So we'd probably completely run out of toilet paper for like 2-3 days a week. It's not fun. People are scrounging. And then if you are running low on toilet paper as a bay, people are just going to steal it. It's going to happen. So like you'll bring up 10 or 12 rolls from the drill sergeant supply office and start passing it out. And suddenly, 5 minutes goes by and there's only 6 rolls left because some, POSs have made off with a couple rolls and thrown them in their locker for their own personal use. So if you can get like a 6-pack of toilet paper or something at the troop store, have your parents or boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever ship you in, 6-pack of toilet paper. It's worth it. Next thing like that is hand soap. We ran out of hand soap all the time. You don't want to get sick or get pink eye or whatever because you're not washing your hands after using the bathroom. It sounds nasty, but hygiene's a big thing. You need to be staying clean where you can, because there's nothing worse than getting sick and having to miss training and then potentially getting sent back a couple weeks because you missed an event because you were out sick. So I'd bring a couple bottles of hand soap. Actually, I wouldn't even bring it. I would order it while I was there. Yeah, I think I went through like 2 bottles in the entirety of basic. And kind of following that up, I would bring a little bottle of dish soap, like Dawn, like a travel size, not a travel size, but the smallest size they make. Because carbon from firearms is really hard to get off your hands. You're going to need high concentration dish soap to get it off. Or even better yet, I don't know if they make it this small, but it's the soap that like, it comes in the big orange bottle and it has like an abrasive material mixed into it. That stuff is the best. If there's like a small size on that, I would go ahead and get that instead. Other stuff that's nice to have, travel size deodorant, small like travel size toothpaste, and a camping toothbrush. And this is specifically for the field. Your rucksack is going to be packed to the brim with all the required stuff you have to bring. And instead of trying to cram my toiletry bag in on top of that when we went to the field, I found it way easier to just get like a travel size deodorant, a travel size toothpaste, and a camping toothbrush, put it in a plastic bag, and then put it in a sustainment pouch on my ruck. It saved space, it saved a little bit of weight, and all that stuff is nice to have out there. Because, when you're in the field, you're not going to be showering or anything like that. So you just got to do what you can to stay clean. Put on deodorant every day, please. No one wants to be that dude that's smelling like a freaking barn animal out there. Especially not the person you're sharing, your foxhole with. Small journal to write in. This is like one of the best ways to pass the time when you're in the bay. I kept 2 journals actually, with all my stuff in basic, kind of like a diary or whatever. And then the last thing that's kind of nice to have is hand sanitizer. You're not going to be able to really wash your hands out there in the field, like when you're using the latrines. So just in the interest of not getting pink eye and staying clean where you can, bring hand sanitizer. Just, use it before you eat, after you go to the bathroom and all that stuff. And one of the things I did when I went to the field, although I'm a bit of a clean freak, so you might not care to do this, but we weren't forced to bring our canteens out to the field. We had our Camelbacks, so that was good enough for us. But I would bring a canteen, fill it up with water, and then I would just only use that for like water I needed for utility purposes, not to drink. So I'd use it to activate the heating packs in our MREs. I know, just as a side note, heat up your MRE if you get the chance. I know some people just eat it cold like 100% of the time. It's like, why? If your drill sergeants don't let you when you're at company, that's one thing. But out in the field, it's like, no one's going to know. Maybe that's bad advice or whatever, but whatever. It's going to make your life more enjoyable. But I'd also use that canteen for washing my hands. I'd just have one of my battle buddies hold it. I'd wash my hands. I'd bring a little thing of hand soap out to the field. use that after I went to the restroom. Just, not to get pink eye and all that stuff. And stuff that you absolutely should not bring. Don't bring anything that's contraband. There's a big list of it. Most important being, don't bring any wipes, like, what are they called? Dude wipes or something. They're just going to get taken and thrown away because people are dumb and try and flush them down the toilet and it breaks the plumbing. Don't be that guy who knocks one of your toilets out of commission in the bay for like the entirety of basic training because you're stupid and don't know what you can and can't flush down a pipe. Don't bring any tobacco products. I still had a vape in my backpack when I showed up to basic. I was like, oh shit, what would I do with this? But just don't bring any tobacco products. If you have any of this stuff in your bag, it's not a big deal. Just throw it in the amnesty bin. You won't get in trouble or anything. Obviously, don't bring any weapons. I don't think anyone would do this intentionally, but a lot of people, especially if you're like from the country or whatever, carry around a pocket knife on their keychain, or like a multi-tool that has a knife attachment on it. Don't bring it because they're gonna make you throw it out. It sucked to lose like $100 knife because you just forgot it was there. That happened to me once. I was pretty pissed off because I got it from Switzerland. Yeah, and one other thing that can be considered a weapon is nail clippers that have a file on them. You're gonna have to break that off. It's not hard. It's just you don't want to get caught with it after the amnesty period's over. Don't bring floss picks. They're technically contraband because they're pointy. It's a stupid rule. You can try ordering them in. I know most drill sergeants didn't really care that we had floss picks, and I mean, the floss they sell at the troop store is really, really, really bad. I literally couldn't even floss with it. It'd just keep breaking. But if you're going to get floss picks, I'd just try and order them in and cross your fingers that you get a drill sergeant who doesn't care that checks your package. And lastly, don't bring any alcohol or alcoholic mouthwash. They're just going to make you throw it out. So yeah, that's about it for me. If I had to do it over again, I'd just pack as light as possible and try and bring stuff that would make my life easier. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll do a couple more videos on basic. I feel like I'm milking this topic a little bit too much. But yeah, appreciate you guys watching. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Peace.